Fine. So let's start writing the EchoServer class. Okay. Okay. Let's see what is needed for the EchoServer. Okay. So we'll need the import for java.net. There are two things only we are using from here. Okay. One is the server socket class, and we'll have the import java.net.socket class. Okay, import for java.io dot input stream. Okay. Fine. We have the input stream, we have the output stream, and IO exception. Okay, and you will also need the exception. Okay, these are the inputs. We can make it part of a package. Let's call it package as net. Okay, or we can put it in util also. Fine, anyway. Okay, fine. Then we write the public class called EchoServer. Okay. Fine. So what does the EchoServer need? So it needs a private variable, and what he will be keeping will be the object of server socket. Okay. Fine. I'll call it as the board. Okay. Fine. We'll initialize it with the help of a parameter. So we'll have a command line parameter to give us the port number on which you would like to give the service. Okay. So we'll be starting a service on a specified port number which we obtained from the command line. Okay. Maybe I'll put the main method first. Okay, so we know what we are planning to do. Okay, void main. We can have throws for the IO exception. Okay, fine. So we have the main for the, okay, which throws IO exception. And so yeah, the command line argument which we want is int port number is equal to integer dot parse int args of 0. Okay, and then we would now what we would do is we'll say, okay, we want to create an object of EchoServer. Server equal to new EchoServer, and on the given port number. So we create our server on this port number. Okay. And next step, what we can do is we can just simply say, okay, okay. See, you would like to handle multiple clients one by one at least. Okay. So if one client has finished, okay, let's start processing the second client. Okay. Fine. If first client has closed a connection, right? Okay, let's proceed to the next client. That kind of code we can write. Okay, so we'll have while true. Okay, servers are always going to be a while true kind of. Okay, fine. They have to be running 24/7. Fine. Services are like that. They, okay. So while true, yeah. What do we want to do? Okay. Okay. Obtain a socket. Okay. Fine. It will be Oh, we don't have the server socket over here. What we can do is we can say server dot get a connection. We'll have such method like get a connection. Wait for one connection. Okay. And we'll see what activity we'll do in the get a connection method. So first thing is get this. So this should be obtaining just nothing but your socket object, or maybe I think what we can do is we can keep one method in the server. Okay, so maybe just say server dot run. Yeah, okay, let's have a run method to do that job there. Okay, here is the run method now. Fine. So we need a run method. Okay, public void run. Okay, constructor first. Yeah. So what's the EchoServer constructor? It takes port number as a parameter. Okay, and when a port number is given, yeah, this will have a throws for the IO exception, okay, because that port may not be available. Okay. Fine. So we have the so the constructor will be this dot board equals new server socket, and that's the thing to be done for the given port number. Okay, so initialize the server socket. That's what is done in the constructor. We'll have a run method which can be throwing an IO exception. Okay, so in this run method, yes, what is it that we should be doing? Obtain a socket. Okay. Oh, okay, here we can have the while true loop. Okay, but this can be a while true. Obtain a socket, so we'll say, okay, we'll have a socket. Let's call it as a phone equal to board.accept. Okay, when I've used for socket, I've used a variable called phone. Okay, fine. So you got this, and now next step. Get the input stream and output stream from this. Okay, input stream is equal to phone dot get input stream. Okay, output stream get output, and so obtain the two stream object from the socket. And after this, once you have these two things, now we want to just simply read, right? Keep on reading till there is a disconnection from the other side. Okay, so we'll say okay, if you have to read, I'll say int b for the byte, read one byte equals receiver dot read. Okay, read one byte. While that byte is not equal to -1, you'll get a -1 in case he disconnects. Okay, while that byte is not -1. Okay, first thing, let's display what is the byte we have received. System.out.print and not a println. Okay, fine, character by character, and no additional new line or anything. We'll have to cast as a char. Okay, that byte b, whatever we have obtained, cast as a char and then give it to the print. Okay, and now, so this is how I'm displaying locally and then sending it back to the client. So let's send it back to the client. Oh, this is what I've received. So we can send it back by using transmitter dot write. Okay, and B equals read from the receiver. Okay, so yes, this will take care of the sending and receiving. Yeah, and once you get a -1, you'll go back and look at the next connection. Right? Here is looking for the next connection. Okay, so on a connection, so it's about handling each connection, right? For each connection, each time I get a connection, okay, then wait for someone to connect, get the input stream, output stream, start reading. So this is where I do the processing part, basically. Yeah. For the client to read, yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's for reading the next. Yeah. Keep on reading till you get a -1. When he disconnects. Yeah. You can, yeah, we'll see how. So as a, oh, we have not yet written a client, and we won't be writing a client here. Okay, what we will be doing is we'll be using a ready-made TCP client. There is one general purpose TCP client which can be used here. Okay, later, yes, we will be writing our own client also, which will be a general purpose TCP client. Okay, we'll create our own general purpose TCP client later. At this moment, yes, we can't be doing it, right? Because we still have to look at another thing. It's not related to networking, but yes, that's one of the requirement you have. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's save this. Okay. Okay, let's compile. Okay, input, output stream, cannot find symbol. Okay, we have missed a, or some spelling error. Okay, twice put. Okay, fine, and let's run the code. We'll have to specify port number. Okay. And you can use anything 1024 or greater. Okay. Let's see if I try 1023, what happens? You can see that. Okay, am I admin here? Okay, I'm an administrator, it seems. Okay, okay. So this command, I think, is opened with the help of as an administrator. And otherwise, this would have been an error. Okay. Fine. So this is just waiting for someone to connect. Okay. Fine. So now to have a client, yes, we can use another. There is one general purpose TCP client which we can use. Okay, it's called Telnet. Okay, the Telnet client part, yes, it can be used as a general purpose TCP client. So we have this command called telnet, where we can specify the host and port number to where you would like to connect. And once, so it will open the connection, and then it does two things. It waits for the, so it's like it has opened the socket, okay, and then it's doing two things. One is it's waiting for the keyboard, some command to come from the keyboard. Whatever it receives from the keyboard is sent to the other side, okay, to the connection. And at the same time, if anything is coming from the socket, it is displaying it on the standard output. Read from standard input, whatever you read from standard input, put it to the socket, okay, to put it on the output stream of the socket. At the same time, okay, you also keep on reading what is coming from the socket. Okay, read from the socket. Anything received on the socket, display it on the standard output. So two activities which are being done. Right? So we would be writing our own TCP client on those lines. But at this moment, yes, we are just using a. So yeah, now for connecting locally, there is a host name you can use as localhost, or there is, okay, when we talked of the IP addresses, there's one IP address which is known as the loopback address. Okay, so when you start your IP address with 127, okay, that means these are the loopback address referring to the current host. They don't correspond to any other host. You don't connect to anywhere else, right? It's connecting to this machine itself. So there's one hard-coded, you can say, IP address which is not assigned to any machine. This IP address always means the local machine. Okay, and we can use that 1023. We use 1023 port number. So let's do this. Yeah, it has opened a. It has created a telnet connection. Now this has started telnet. Now let me tell you one more thing. Once you are connected on telnet, okay, you can escape temporarily. You can just escape by using a control and square bracket like this. Okay. So this is control and square bracket. Okay. Right. So escape character is control plus the closing square bracket. So anytime you're not interested in sending to the client or receiving from the client, but you are just interested in controlling some of the settings in the client, okay, in telnet, then you can do like this and just press enter, you are back to that place. Okay, so let me now try something. Let's see, we say, oh, you can see we typed H, it went to the server, and server has displayed it, and it has sent it back to me, and I have received H from there. Okay, as I key in, yes, I'll see everything twice. I've just said E L L O. Right? I press one enter and it has given me two new lines. Oh, on the server, yes, it's coming. Okay, server is receiving and sending it back to the client. Echo. Yeah, yeah, it's a general purpose TCP client, right? I could use it for other purpose. Right? Once we create our own general purpose TCP client, I'll show you. You can connect to any server. For example, you could connect to google.com. Right? And yes, you should know the HTTP protocol, and you should be able to send commands accordingly, and then you will be seeing the response from there. You can do that also later. Right? I'll not use telnet for that purpose. Okay. Right? But once we have written our own TCP client, which is equivalent of what the telnet is doing for us currently, okay, and then we'll try that. Okay. So yeah, so this is what this is a simple TCP IP based server. We just call it as EchoServer, and doing nothing but just so it's a server which is important to us. That's the code we have written. and where we are seeing hello, right? Whatever is sent from the server side, from the client is seen on the server, and server is sending it back. Okay, fine. Here, in case of Windows, the telnet which is available works in a manner where every character, as soon as you key in, as soon as you press a key, it is immediately transmitting it to the socket. Fine. Whereas on a Linux-like machine, the telnet which is available, okay, that telnet works slightly differently, and maybe that is more preferable. Okay, where what would happen is something like this. It will say, it will, you key in the whole line. When you press enter, only then the entire line is sent. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay. So now this is fine. Now, if I want to disconnect, so in telnet, I'll have to just escape it. Okay, and I'll just say, so I think I can just type help to see the help of commands, or there are those commands. C for close. Just say C in this mode. Okay, so here it is taking the commands for telnet, and not, so whatever you press now is not going to be sent to the other side. Okay, it's not going to be sent to the server here. Okay, and you can use Q to quit, and so that will also close the connection. You have just said Q. Okay, enter. Right, you come out of the telnet, right? Okay, so it is still working. It has finished one client. On the server side, it has finished one client. It is still working. Okay, fine. Now, just to demonstrate the things from a server, because both of these we are doing from the same machine, right? Okay, let me check the IP address here. IP config. Okay, IP address is 109, right? 192.168.0.109. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll connect to my Linux machine, and from there I'll come here. Okay, okay, I'll use SSH, okay, to get a terminal on the Linux machine. Okay, okay, so here I'm on the Linux machine, and from there let me use telnet. Okay, and my host here is 192.168.0.109. Port number is 1023. Okay, and so here it has made a connection, connected to this, right? And I can just say, okay, when I press enter, that's the time when it sends it. Okay, and received it back. Okay, yeah, here, yeah, you can make corrections, right, before you press enter. Okay, so you key in your whole command and just press enter, right? Yeah. Okay, so readable, fine, it's fine. But the whole idea is you can make your correction within that line. There, you key in, you spell, you put a wrong spelling, it's gone. Fine. You can't use a backspace and make the correction. Right? You press the wrong key, you can't be making a correction in that, and because that key is already sent to the other side. Okay, characters are sent, right? Yeah. So, and so here again, it's the same thing. Control and square bracket. I'll get the telnet prompt. I can just quit from here. Yeah. Okay. And so, clear? Okay. So it's working even from other machine. Fine. This is, I went to the other machine. Okay. Took the terminal from the Linux machine, and I've connected from Linux to this machine. Fine. So yeah, I think we can do that. Client part we'll use from the Linux machine. Okay. Okay. And so now, yes, what is to be done? Okay. Let's to come out. It's a we have a while true loop. So just press Control C to come out. Right. So use Control C to terminate this.